Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys, and this is a My Hero Academia manga chapter review. First things first, I know it's only 2 days, 2 days ago, but Happy New Year. This is my first video I'm making of the new year. One, you guys regularly check out my freaking, My Hero Academia manga chapter reviews and are subscribers to the channel. If you like the new intro, obviously hit that like button and subscribe button if you want to get more content. But we start off the new year in just utter shock, excitement, and just sadness, man. Because this manga chapter, it's not the true aftermath, but we are getting, I guarantee the next few chapters are going to be the aftermath. In terms of the villain side, we got their aftermath and what their plan is. But in the hero side, the hero society type of side, we still have not got the full aftermath, but we've seen some things that are like definitely, not ideal, not good. We have things to talk about here because we got things to talk about in terms of the heroes, the heroes that die, the ones that we know, the whole thing that it's apparently they're setting up what everybody predicted, what everybody speculated, even I said it. We're getting a Prison Break arc. We're gonna get the Prison Break arc, and it's coming. So Horikoshi, even though people were blowing out the wazoo that My Hero Academia is gonna be ending, which yes, it's going to be ending, but not anytime soon. Like the dude still has yet to tell his full story. Like he's not gonna be, just because he said he's gonna be ending, it might end in another 5 years or so. He's just foreseeing a vision of where he wants to take his story. I knew, and then eventually he clarified his statements much more better, so people weren't like going out the, ass wazoo crazy, like, oh, he's gonna end it, like they were talking like he's gonna end it like next year. I'm like, no, that's too early. I see My Hero Academia potentially ending in 5 years. 5 to 6 years, I would say that's a good ending point, knowing that we get weekly chapters yearly. So you could, like I said, I've said that my way is, after this, I'd say My Hero Academia probably has like 2 to 3 good arcs, with the last arc being the final arc of the story, and then you can just end that series off for good. So yeah, because it would make no sense why end it now after all this stuff happened. You're just kind of rushing the ending then, and people would not like that. You want a nice detailed ending. Anyways, yeah, and then one of the other things we have to talk about too, which is going to probably be a very interesting, which I think might be my long topic of the video, is the fact that maybe some heroes who were heroes, maybe some students that were trainee heroes and trainee, might stop being heroes after this event. So let's get on to this manga chapter. We've waited 2 weeks in the new year, this first chapter in 2021 for My Hero Academia. This is chapter 296, titled Hellish Hell. Now, I'm guessing this is Deku in talking, in speech bubbles. He says, in the aftermath, the frontline survivors and those who rushed the front line after completing their evacuation and rescue duties went after Shigarashi. But the Hayanomus got in the way. They said 3 Hayanomus were essentially like taken down, but 7 and the rest of Shigarashi's gang, they all escaped and they all got away, stuff like that. So yeah, they managed to get away and nobody could track them essentially. So yeah, but Gigantomachia and Mr. Compress were apprehended. They cut over to the Mountain Villa place where the Paranormal Liberation Front members were there. Now, what we find out here is Redestro, Genten, and Trumpet, and other members of the Paranormal Liberation Front in attendance at the assembly were taken into custody, with a total of 16,929 people. That is a lot of people who are going to be going to jail, who are more than likely might end up getting broken out after we find out what's going to happen in the end of the chapter. So that's yeah, we'll get to that later. But Deku goes on to say that, however, Gigantomachia's rampage allowed 132 of them to escape, including high-ranking advisors. So, okay. So some members of the Paranormal Liberation Front They got out of there. Okay, they escaped thanks to Gigantomachia. Some of them being high-ranked officials. So that's just great, because now you can have more little high-ranked people in these little stationary bases, which we find out later, yeah, there's still some stationary bases around the country and stuff like that, where these guys can just hide out and wait till things kind of die down and then kind of get back into the fold and stuff like that. Things like that. Now they say their bases scattered around the country were hit too, and the sympathizers were rounded up. It's essentially the guys that were supporting, their cause and stuff like that. Now, we come over to the scene in the manga chapter where there's just destruction laid by Gigantomachia, just, concrete, building after building destroyed. You have people calling out to help, save them and stuff like that. You have this one, this brother and the sister who this brother was trapped under some rubble. And my brother was like, yo, get out of here. The stuff is, I don't care, you're gonna get crushed and stuff like that. But the sister's trying her hardest to save her brother and making sure he doesn't die and she doesn't lose her brother. And it looks like the rubble's gonna fall on the girl and the brother, but Ochako and Roppy come in and save the day and save them and stuff like that. And that's when you find out the kid's leg is injured and stuff like that. Then there's more heroes. You see Ochako essentially like helping other people. This one guy's looking for his wife. She helps him reunite with the wife and stuff like that. And then you just see all these heroes in this evacuation plan helping out all these I guess you can say all these survivors in this freaking rubble like state of freaking destruction and everything. And then off to the side, they cut over to this one guy who is a hero who's just standing there, blank emotion, blank staring into the sky. And this dude's essentially saying, this is too much. I think I might need to find a different line of work. And it cuts over to Ochako seeing this guy. And she looks, and you can see the look. She looks exhausted. Her hair is all down. She's sweaty. She's tired. And she's looking at this guy and overhears this guy. And you get that look on her face. I'll talk about that in a second, because that's my viewpoint. So we then cut over back to the mountain village area, and we see a certain somebody's handcuffs with their hand on their hands, with somebody holding them. And we see Kirishima, Momo, that one guy, Mina, Sugar Rush. They're all emotional, they're all crying. And all we see left is Midnight's mask. And we later find out it's confirmed that Midnight is dead. So she literally sacrificed her life for her students to move on and do the plan and execute the plan. And that hurts. That hurts. And you can clearly see within the students who are close to her, it hurts them that their mentor died. Listen, Midnight never got a focus, as much as a focus as the next guy, but she was still like pretty cool character, and to see that one of the more important heroes that died, which we do get a full panel of heroes that died, some of the heroes who died is that one hat guy we know, we saw who saved the kids. Midnight is leading the cause, and most important people who we know about died. Crust is also dead, and most of the other people we don't even know who they are. Like, I'm not even being honest, but I wish they kind of specified in each of these panels these people's names and who they were to make more sense. But like, if you count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 heroes died. That's not a lot, but still, it's like 19 heroes died with, one being a top 10 hero in Crust, and another being a teacher at UA, Midnight. And she's dead. And listen, that hurts. And I figure when she got ambushed by those villains, I'm like, she probably died, didn't she? Because her comms automatically cut off after Momo was talking to her. And I'm like, she's probably dead, isn't she? Get your full confirmation that Midnight is dead. So, no students from 1A, or no students from UA died, but a teacher died. And, anyways, I'll get into my topic about the whole stuff, because I know I was going to talk about. So anyways, it cuts over to the panel. It cuts over to the panel, like, I think after some time has passed. They're just talking about, and you have these two individuals, this guy and this bear character, essentially talking about, like, the actor about Endeavor, what his thing is going to happen and stuff like that. And they're even saying, like, so do you think what that Dobby guy says is true? And this guy's like, who the hell knows and stuff like that. And then you have these people saying, like, I knew it. Ever since that guy was number 2, I knew he had something up his sleeve to try to become number 1 and stuff like that. And even you have some people like, isn't it his job to protect us? So what's going on? So now you're having the community, even though, you know, they don't believe Dub's word, they're like, well, Endeavor's gonna have to answer for his questions now. You see Deku, he's on, I'm guessing, a hospital bed, badly injured. Who knows? Now, funny enough, when I read the scene, it said, the first thing that says this, his career's finished for sure. And I'm like, whoa, what? Deku's career as a hero is finished? I'm like, actually, bring back Eri, please. But no, it's just a speech bubble from the people talking about Endeavor's point of view, where Endeavor's, you know, where he's lying at currently right now. You do see Endeavor who's still beat up too. Like, they're saying, like, he could move abroad, move somewhere else. And then they're like, what money does this guy have and stuff like that? And that's why they even say, like, this dude better have a statement when the questions are on him. And it's like, you know, that's going to be the thing about Endeavor, you know, which has yet to be fully. He's going to have a press conference where people are going to be like, okay, hey, so what about the things that Dobby guy said? Are they true? You know, Endeavor will more than likely have to tell the truth to the entire public. And that public is going to hate him more, and he's probably going to be scrutinized, and he's probably going to be kicked out of Hero Society because of it, and stuff like that. Things like that. Now you have these two kids that said, do you think we're going to be okay? And then this one kid said, sure, I mean, think about it. We got 5 weenies and those guys looking out for us. In other words, he's essentially saying, oh, we got these loser heroes trying to look out for us? Please. And stuff like that. The end of the chapter ends off when we cut over to the raft, and you see All For One's original body saying, I can feel it. My expectations were a bit off, but it won't be long now. And it cuts over to the lifeless, the All For One body of Shigarashi, and he says, why do they assume tomorrow will come for them? No, I will grant them a moment's rest. Well, in other words, Shigarashi, or All For One, isn't playing around no more. He's like, oh, I'll give you a nice little rest break and everything and stuff like that. But guess what? When I get my real body, oh, hell is going to come. And stuff like that. And he essentially tells the Nomu to go retrieve his real, to go try to free his real body. So All For One is not playing games anymore. He's like, yeah, I'll give you a nice little maybe hour to 2 hour, 3 hour rest break. But your suffering isn't done yet. Then if you think you're gonna see the end of tomorrow, you're mistakenly wrong. So one, we're getting the Prison Break arc. Which everybody in their mamas said was going to happen. More than likely that after this arc, they were going to go try to plan on freeing All For One, which is honest to good true, and stuff like that. So all the villains, well, not all the villains, but some of the villains have escaped. That is crazy, because if he gets his hands on his original body, you know, that fast, we don't know how fast he can turn around and just be like, all right, you had your rest break. Time to freaking take all you guys out and make complete destruction again and stuff like that. Which, that makes me to only believe that the heroes are definitely going to retreat. Though some of the kids that want to still aspire to be heroes, some of the Japan heroes will go with them to a different country, which a lot of people speculated they might, which more than likely will probably go to America, train for however long to come back and take back Japan, which I still think could potentially be a case where some heroes will have to retreat, some heroes will have to stay, and those heroes will more than likely end up dying, more than likely, if not somehow being in refuge, in hiding in a way. And you have some heroes go to America, train to get stronger. They come back to take Japan back. That's gonna be freaking crazy. So that also, I forgot to mention, Toga is still out there. We don't know where she currently is now. She hasn't found where Spinner and Dabi are. So she's still out there on the run, escaping. So that's another plot line. Now, the biggest plot line here I want to talk about this episode, this manga chapter, is the idea of some heroes retiring their hero career / some students / some parents, making their kids stop, and, hero trainees just stopping altogether. Now, first things first, from the perspective of Ochako, it seems like Horikoshi might be taking this plot line, this route, with Ochako on maybe the internal struggle of her maybe wanting to continue being a pro hero. Well, she's not a pro hero, but a hero and trainee. And what I mean is, she saw this one dude off on the side, essentially just done, completely done. And, she, why do I keep getting all these notifications? Okay, back to what I was doing. I was saying Ochako has all these, things, all these things, this destruction around her. You have this, she's just looking at this one guy, overhearing what he's saying. You just have this one guy who's just completely done. He's tapped out. He doesn't want to be a hero no more after seeing this incident. And there have been other YouTubers in My Hero Academia community that has commented in the aftermath that you might actually have some heroes actually might just retire straight up because this was too much for them. And you're seeing from this one guy in Ochako's perspective, you're seeing this dude, he literally is done. He's like, this might not be for me anymore. I thought I was fine, but after this, I think I need to get me a new career that's something safer. And they could take this thing where maybe Ochako is the first of many students, potentially, where they're like, I loved and enjoyed my time making these relationships with my friends, being heroes trainees, having the fun times with the staff and the facility and the other pro heroes at UA. But I think after this, I can't. And maybe they might make an Ochako storyline, because we've gotten a few times where Ochako was the point of focus. Maybe the point of focus for Ochako is her inner, I guess you can say, her inner thoughts and continuously being a hero. Her dreams of being a pro hero to support her family. Maybe after this, maybe she might want to be like, you know what? I'd rather do something else. I'd rather want to settle down, have a family with a job that I can support them with. Now, I'm not being in the shipping mode with her and Deku. Obviously, I figure, her and Deku are going to be an item by the time the series ends. But, this could be something that's definitely, in Ochako's mindset, where she could actually be like, we could actually see an arc where maybe, whenever they start up UA again, teachers are going to be like, which I don't think UA starting up for like legit another few weeks. Like, it's going to be weeks till they start UA up again. You could have maybe a class or some sort of class where they go to school for a day and they just say, you have like the next 2 weeks off to get your mind set right after this incident. You can have maybe, Ochako stand up and be like, actually, I'm going to drop out of the school and go home and go to a regular high school and try to end up getting me a career and stuff like that. You could have that. And like I said, Ochako could be the first of many young heroes in training that eventually leave maybe their hero schools to just go pursue something else that they might feel is safer than the work they got into. And that's why I say you gotta also bring up the parent aspect in too. Because we remember back at the end of, in the middle part of season 3, where Inko Midoriya wanted to pull Deku from UA. She was like, I don't care if you go to another hero school. I can't have you at UA after everything that's transpired at that point in time, you know, and stuff like that. Which we haven't got any of the parent reactions to this. You know, some of the parents don't even know that some of their kids was actually in this war effort. Just imagine it. We have not even, we only saw Deku's messed up body. What if they give a call to his mom saying, Inko Midoriya, your son is at this hospital and he's badly wounded. Just imagine what her reaction is going to be to this. I think, you know, personally, you know, she let her son have the benefit of the doubt the first time, but I think after seeing what Deku went through, she is going to put her foot down and she's gonna be like, my son, she's gonna be like, Dad, she's gonna be like, Izuku, you are not going to UA no more. Your time as a hero, your time, you know, in heroes in training is done. You know, she could go that route. She'd be like, we're sending you to another school. She could either send him to another school or she's gonna be like, put down, your hero's done. I can't see you hurt like this no more. We still have not seen Midoriya's mom, you know, her thoughts. We don't even know if she was, bless my heart, hope that she's not dead after when the Gigantomachia rampage happened. So we haven't got that. The parents are another huge factor. Because we can't just have not only pro heroes just retiring. We have the parents just, like I said, like with Midoriya's mom, come in and they find out, wait, my kid was involved in this? You're telling me all these other heroes that passed away, the 19 heroes that passed away, lost their lives, yes, valiantly. They gave everything they had. We find all this thing about Endeavor, and my kid was on the front lines, essentially? What? And you have these parents essentially pulling their kids out of these hero schools and be like, especially after everything in the hero society that's messed up, they'd be like, you guys haven't been honest with us. What the hell's really going on here? We're gonna pull my kids. My kid's not being a hero. Which, you know, that's just falling, cause and effect of domino just falling. You can have the parents, you know, taking their kids out of school, rightfully so. They can be like, you know, now, like, listen, not all students were all involved. It was mostly some Class A member, some members from UA. You know, some, you know, we might not see the end. Maybe, you know, Mina drops out because the Midnight Death gets to her too much and she's done being a pro hero. Momo, favorite characters we know, you know, drop out of school or their parents take them out of school, out of UA, because it's too much for them, you know? And especially with Hero Society being in shambles, essentially, maybe his parents are like, I'm not gonna have my kid be a hero with what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing from all this stuff. I'm hearing that Endeavor, like, did all these things, and, you know, you guys couldn't even protect us from all this damage and destruction, and you're gonna tell us, guess what? We wanna go send our kids to put their lives on the line to be future heroes in the future? Oh no. They can get around, they can come home, go to regular high school, and get a better job. And a job that's safer where they can have somebody else looking out for them. This is, I think, is going to start the fall of Hero Society. And it definitely does not look good for the hero standpoint, because I feel like they're going to lose more heroes, more definitely, that are alive, in terms of hero trainees dropping out, parents pulling their kids from school, some heroes retiring because all this was too much for them to handle, and stuff like that. And that's my big talking point of this week's manga chapter review. And the fact that Ochako could be maybe somebody that entirely just gives up on her hero dream and looks to go somewhere else. Might be the first of many student trainee heroes leaving their schools to go do something else. Now, if that's the case, will there come to a time where there'll be an arc where You know, maybe they all come back together again. Honestly, like I guess you can say the Avengers are in some case, you know, in Avengers Endgame, you know, that could be a possibility. We'll just have to see, you know, and stuff like that. So, listen, I can't wait to see where this story goes on in terms of the aftermath on the hero side we're getting. We know what we're going to be getting for the villain side. We're getting a Prison Break arc, and I feel like that's definitely going to more than likely be successful. Now, in terms of the hero standpoints, I don't know. Man, it's going to be something. Anyways, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on everything that was unrevealed here. What are your thoughts on the heroes that died, like Midnight, for example? What are your thoughts on the fact that we might be seeing some heroes retire, some hero and trainees being pulled from their schools are giving up on their hero aspiring dreams to, I guess, because it was too much for them, and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on the Endeavor stuff? How will he go? Will he have to answer for his stuff, which I think everybody knows he will? Will he essentially be, you know, I guess, shunned and stuff like that? And then hype expectations for the Prison Break arc. So other than that, that's all I gotta say. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more My Hero Academia content. Season 5 is gonna be coming up in only 3 months, March 27th. Can't wait for season 5. So you'll be getting season 5 reviews for that, and as well as the manga chapters. Oh yes, and manga chapter is going on another 2-week break. Next, it won't come out next Sunday, but the Sunday after, January 17th. So sadly, we get all this hype and stuff and all these speculation and questioning and stuff like that, and then it's like, well, now we're back on another 2-week break after we just got off another 2-week break to end the year off. But hey, it is what it is. It's the first manga chapter of the year, so maybe I guess they'll deserve a break, but I really want to see more. But other than that, I'll be back January 17th for the next My Hero Academia manga chapter review. Until then, guys, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Stay safe out there. Peace.